Welcome back, guys. It's gonna be game number 3 here between JackDReaper and eXo.BLaZeR. We've been with them for the past 2 games, and we'll be here for another TBT between these two guys. Giving them the highlight, gonna be JackDReaper now on the ball left with that pink Terran. On the other hand, gonna be eXo.BLaZeR here with the green Terran instead. And honestly, I've gotten some popcorn to just watch this out. Gonna be these two Terrans starting off the things pretty much similarly. Nothing really in production so far that is gonna be out of the blue. Gonna have a scout early here from eXo.BLaZeR actually, and the barracks gonna be all inward once again. And what I've noticed now from eXo.BLaZeR, he does tend to actually go for the inwards barracks against TVT. As I was saying like a cast or 2 ago, you don't really need to wall in too much against Terran. They're gonna be able to get some pokes anyway from the low ground with the range damage. On the other hand, JackDReaper just setting things up once again. Gonna be the SVs though, gonna get into a quick little fist fight. It's like when you see your workers and you decide to give them like some punching gloves. That's pretty much happening right now. And JackDReaper just going for the chase down. Won't go for the takedown, however. And now both players pretty much almost at the same time getting the orbitals, getting the Reapers, and getting the factories. Gonna be JackDReaper though slightly behind, like half a second or a second a little behind. And sometimes in StarCraft, that's all the difference that you need. Orbital command now into play, and here come the mules to go for the minerals. There'll be some supply depots to be placed by both players as well. And honestly, this has been such a mirror matchup so far in these past 2 minutes. So I'm still accepting replays, guys. If you do want to send them in at gamesarpool@gmail.com. That's gamesarpool@gmail.com, and in the subject just put in your tag, put in the description of the replay, and put in the map that you play. In the body you can put as more things as well as, oh, we see some action here as the Reaper went for a few pokes, and oh, that's gonna be a kill. But sadly we'll miss that. But the Reaper there from Jack actually dying, so Jack will have no real way to deal with eXo.BLaZER's 2 Reaper assault. He needs to queue up a few things now, but this is terrible because this is very dangerous. He's going for the tech instead. Got the tech up there from the racks. He has a cyclone, so the Reaper will have something to deal with, but honestly the cyclone isn't as powerful as it could be against these Reapers. Now the Reaper squad, I'm gonna back off instead, gonna look for that SCV, and they spot out this Reaper who has spotted this proxy starport here from eXo.BLaZER. But actually, I should pay a little more attention there into this game. The Liberator now being queued all the way to the backline. How will Jack respond into this? He's gonna go for the Viking. He has a Cyclone up and about as well. Gonna go for the second expansion, and the Reaper's now into the fight, taking a hail of rockets to the face. The Reaper though will stay alive, and now it's gonna be the Cyclone taking a bunch of damage with the supply depot in the way. Good wall in for the time being, and eXo.BLaZER losing his Reapers for now. The Cyclone though keeping his vigil onto those SCVs. Gonna be a quick little walk in. eXo.BLaZER taking a little more damage in that fight, but it's gonna be the Cyclone there of JackDReaper getting a reinforcement, getting the kill down onto eXo.BLaZER. In the meantime, in the backline, the Liberator getting 4 kills so far and counting. Solid distraction play there with that Cyclone, sacrificing it for the Raider. Good, but now it's the Liberator will fall, will unsiege up. Can he actually get out of here? No, the Viking will greet it and give it an untimely demise. Liberator now crashing into the ruins of Lost and Found, and the second Liberator now being queued up as well as a medevac here for eXo.BLaZER. So eXo.BLaZER still wants to do some economical damage, and JackDReaper already struggling in terms of his economy. The command center is not up and running yet for the second one. It's gonna be the SVs falling one by one as well, but this Liberator now in a pretty bad spot. He can actually tangle with these Vikings, but he wants to go for the Cyclone instead. Last ditch effort will breed no rewards there for the Green Terran. On the other hand, all the way into the back, we see some supply depots, so not really happening. eXo.BLaZeR just chilling with these Marines, with these Cyclones, going for the expansion as well, so JackDReaper can have a chance here, come back into this one. In terms of the economy, Starport now flying into the distance, and the Vikings like, what? We just saw a building here. Where the hell did it go? So, a future where buildings can fly is absolutely crucial, probably, to the human race and survival. I wouldn't know. It feels like if we can migrate like that, it'd be really, really cool. So some news being put up once again here by the Pink Terran, and the Starport getting a barracks underneath it instead. Okay, never mind. So he's not gonna go for he wants to use the tech lab actually in this next one. I'm just waiting for one of these players to actually go for a battle cruiser. But in this time, eXo.BLaZeR using the opportunity to finally macro up behind this. He did invest a lot into his army. And speaking of his army, it's gonna be on the move. On the other hand, JackDReaper just playing catch up here with his second base. Needs a little more gas, needs a little more minerals as well. There's a lot of damage there being done by those two Liberators. eXo.BLaZeR though doesn't really want to overcommit. He's gonna have the Cyclone and the Siege Tanks now put inside the Medevac. And for the time being, the Medevac giving some vision there to the Cyclone as well. The Vikings though do spot the Medevac. He's gonna go for the drop play, but it's the Medevac now in a pretty bad spot. Oh, the rockets connect, and the Siege Tank doing some damage there onto the Marines. The Cyclone there going for the Viking, and oh, it's gonna be the Reactor instead. The Marines and the other Cyclone gonna go for a quick little roundabout, and now Interference Mage there on the Siege Tank. He can't go for the shots out. Very, very dangerous here, and it'll be the Siege Tank now falling. The Raven doing its job, but here come the Marines going for the Siege Tank, but there's another Siege Tank in the backline getting the hits out. 2 kills so far. Starter step is there, but it's not gonna be enough. eXo.BLaZeR caught between a rock and a hard place, and that place is gonna be the fiery pits of hell there for eXo.BLaZER's units. They fall one by one. A solid defense from JackDReaper. That's gotta hurt eXo.BLaZeR, because he did commit a lot in terms of that army count. Look at that, 4,000 minerals used up on that army count and counting. But both players are pretty even in terms of technology. JackDReaper though playing a little greedy, just trying to keep his economy up, working on those other win conditions here in Civilization. eXo.BLaZeR though knows the path of least resistance is the one full of force and Marines. And honestly, the only way to win here in StarCraft is a military victory. The Marines right now gonna go out and about, go for some scouting duties once again. On the other hand, JackDReaper just chilling here. Honestly, Jack has been so much on the back foot. He could go for a drop play or two in the back, maybe even some ghosts. So ghosts would be interesting with the cloak, as well as maybe a battlecruiser warp in, but those choices very, very minimal, honestly, in his 2-base scenario. If he had a little more bases, he could do that. He could experiment with that kind of play. But for now, he's more or less stuck with the tried and tested one: Siege Tank, Cyclones, Ravens already into the field, just waiting for a next attack here from eXo.BLaZeR. On the other hand, the Marines there stim packing up, taking care of something. And this is gonna be eXo.BLaZeR moving on out once again. Medevacs now being queued up. We'll see some more Medevacs here from the side of JackDReaper. The Starport just double pumping them out. So Jack actually decided to go for the drop play instead. That's poor Marine though, caught within the grass and within the ramp, will fall. eXo.BLaZeR now walking on, and once again, one of the Marines stim packing up ahead. He's gonna be a hero to be remembered here for the Green Army. And now he's on fire, and now he's dead. That is terrible right there for that one Marine. Speaking of the Marines, they're gonna go for the drop in. Very, very courageous here of the Green Squad. They're going for the Siege Tank. They get the kill onto it, but they have lost a lot. Honestly, not really the best fight here for eXo.BLaZeR. The Siege Tank's getting those free hits. These Marines way too expendable, and the Medevacs apparently are as well. So now eXo.BLaZeR losing a little more than he should have. This Medevac really low, pause. Okay, never mind. I honestly got scared. I thought I was the one who needed the boss, then I remembered it was a replay. In the meantime, a JackDReaper suicide drop into the middle of eXo.BLaZeR's tank lines, doing a little collateral damage onto the army. But this Viking here, just pretty much chilling. Just getting the line of sight there. eXo.BLaZeR, the Marines and the siege tanks really low. Here comes the drops. Kamikaze troops once again, one by one from JackDReaper. And looks like the Pink Terran gonna be successful in this hold once again. In the meantime, the Banshee here from Jack doing a little damage out, but here come the Vikings, and the Banshee doesn't have cloak, so this Banshee is gonna crash land into the fiery pits of Lost and Found. Not really too fiery, the pinky pits. Okay. Context wise, that's kind of sketchy, but whatever. So the SCP here unfortunately stuck, just waiting for someone to end his misery. 2 base still here for eXo.BLaZeR. On the other hand, JackDReaper already with a third, and we see a migration here of these SCVs. eXo.BLaZeR though playing the Vikings this time, losing them quite a little bit, but we have some siege tanks and the Marines all the way in the back once again. When JackDReaper though gets these siege tanks sieged up, it's gonna be absolute death and destruction there for eXo.BLaZeR. The Marines dropping down of the medevac to protect it, and we do see a quick little run by now from these 2 medevacs. Will be greeted by his own units. I'm a little confused honestly with the colors. Pink and green aren't too what do you call this? Too different from one another. As the siege tanks now taking care of the refinery. Here comes another scan to give the siege tank a little vision. The medevacs do provide 2 things. 1, they're the watchtowers of this fight, and 2, they're the healing of course. Doorbell's command now slowly withering away, and eXo.BLaZeR giving JackDReaper a taste of his own medicine. That's pretty much how Jack won in that last fight. We have a drop in right now, and eXo.BLaZeR in the back of his 1 siege tank, and the siege tanks here doing more damage than it should to its own teammate. Absolutely unfortunate right there. Smart play there from eXo.BLaZeR to sacrifice a few Marines to take care of that siege tank. But honestly, is the needs of the many more important than the needs of the few. Speaking of the few and the brave, eXo.BLaZeR gonna go for some drop play. He has lost a lot of Marines in this fight. The medevacs is juggling them around. It would kill him honestly to go for bring in a SCV, but JackDReaper calling GG, getting a taste of his own medicine. Just way too much pressure. The siege has rolling in and out. The factories just never stopping honestly with those siege tanks, as well as those Marines. Liberators are going to come into play as well. So eXo.BLaZeR taking the win. So he won their series 2-1. JackDReaper falling to the losers bracket. So that's what those next matches are gonna be. So we'll be back for the next one.